Jersey Shore. The wrist corsage ends up on the ground.
All right, our top stories in Houston. Alex Freeland, Dodgers, Astros.
He had 3 hits, didn't he?
Yeah, he snapped a 6-game homerless drought for the Astros, tied the game at 2. Kyle Tucker, King Tuck is back in Houston.
We were prepared to do a King Tuck skybox, and then at 7:33, I got a call from Sean Casey. He threw a grenade back in Pettit.
Yeah, that's the 4th homer of the season for Tucker.
Said he wanted to do Matt Olson.
Meantime, Yoshinobu Yamamoto, the Astros scored a couple runs on him early, but for him, he's got quality starts in 6 of his 7 starts this season, 6 innings, 8 strikeouts. Dodgers win 8-3. Padres Giants from San Francisco. San Francisco trying to snap a 6-game losing streak. Jackson Merrill.
Padres right there in the NL West, right behind LA.
Expect Jackson Merrill to get going. His expected numbers were way better than his April. And Casey Schmidt's been really good for the Giants.
Schmidt happens. It's 5th of the year. Ties the game at 1 in the 9th. Padres down to their final out. Manny Machado facing Caleb Killian. And that 6-game losing streak is over. Giants win 3-2. The Padres have scored just 15 runs over their last 6 games. They're 1-5. Okay, Blue Jays, Rays.
The Rays they've won 10 of 11.
Yeah.
If
and that's Ryan
Vilade. He's going to let you know.
You know what Nick Martinez calls him?
What?
The Big Rig.
Big Rig.
He was fired.
You know what they called me in high school?
The Big Rig?
The Big Rig.
Probably not.
You know what they still call me? Big Rig.
Really?
Yeah.
Tell me more.
Vladimir Guerrero. Hey, I don't need audio.
Tell me more.
Vladimir Guerrero Jr. cuts the lead to 3-1. But this is what I was talking about going to break. Brian Baker, another save for Brian Baker.
Yeah.
Kind of just an afterthought for the Orioles.
Maybe.
Now he's getting big outs and closing games. Let's get the Zillow treatment, shall we?
Let's do it.
And sometimes that's not the treatment you want, but here you want it. Best closers of the game.
I want the Zillow treatment.
Hashtag other factors. He's got 9 saves.
9.
For the Tampa Bay Rays. Opponents are hitting. I got an OPS of 526. Look at the strikeout to walk ratio. That's what you want if you're a reliever. 15 strikeouts compared to 3 walks.
Having a week.
Give me this version of you for $1.30.
I don't know if I can do that. I mean, I'm here every day. I don't miss shows. Unlike
Give
Phillies,
me this version
Marlins.
of Aaron Nola, by the way.
Hey, that was a welcome sign. Bryce Harper, his 7th of the season. But Lauren, you mentioned it. I thought the biggest takeaway was Aaron Nola.
Got 2 days extra rest.
They didn't make a big deal out of that. Do you?
I don't think it is.
You don't think it is?
Listen, he's kind of pitched. To expect him to be what he was 4 or 5 years ago is not fair. He's a different version of himself. He's working at 92, although he did hit 94 last night.
And the Phillies, they're 6-1 under Donnie Baseball. 6-1 under interim
dominant for Italy.
Don Mattingly.
WBC, he was dealing.
I want to go to Italy.
Brewers, Cardinals. This is a fun series here. JJ Weatherholt brings in Mason Wynn. It's not in the highlight, but it's worth mentioning. Jackson Churio returned from the injured list.
4 for 4.
4 hits. That makes you feel good if you're a Brewers fan. This makes you feel good if you're a Cardinals fan. Ivan Herrera doubles in some runs. It's 4-0. And then Weatherholt again. They go on to win 6-3. Ivan Herrera now has a career-best 21-game on-base streak.
Tonight against the Astros, I was looking at his April numbers, and I thought, there's no way he's had a month this dominant on the mound. Take us inside.
Yeah, I can make a case Shohei on the mound is better than ever in a very different way, because you look at some of his numbers and you see his velocity is actually down a tick.
Okay.
His strikeout rate is down. So you think, what's going on here? He's becoming a better pitcher than he ever has been before. And it's really the command of his stuff. When you look at the metrics on Shohei, these are career best for him so far. He's living on the edges of the plate. He used to just attack you in the middle. Getting more chases. Look at that ground ball rate, Laura. That's 55%. That's higher than it's ever been. And the fastball run value, even being down half a tick, he's still in the top 98th percentile. Let me show you this number here. Lowest average against the four-seam fastball. He's right there at the top. By the way, which Mitch Keller. Actually, Shohei's profile now is a lot like Mitch Keller. Command and control guy, leaving on the edges of the plate. So let me show you an example from his last start and the way he worked the Marlins on the edges of the plate. He's been doing that all season so far. Watch these pitches all on the edges. We're going to go to a string of fastballs here. Back edge, back edge. He's getting the ball to arm side with his fastball better than ever. 3 in a row, absolutely dotted up. You want to see it against the lefty?
Do it.
Absolutely. Let's see it here. Inside fastball. Come on, that's a strike. Of course it is. We need ABS just to confirm that.
I would challenge it too, that one for
No
sure.
question, Shohei. Come on. How about the curveball? That is just a teardrop. And now he's going arm side with the pitch on the bottom of the zone. He can do both sides of the plate. That's a big out there, pitching with runners on first and third. Another situation here. Fastball arm side, fastball glove side. He's ahead of the count here. Sweeper on the outside corner. Again, all these pitches, Lauren. Let's go back to 2021. First really full year at two-way play. He was just an attack middle of the zone guy. The delivery is really different. I don't think we give him enough credit. You see now he's more of the windup than the stretch all the time for how much he's improved as a pitcher. So let's compare it. On the left, you see there, he's got that little bend in the elbow. He's got a better arm swing now. And you see his more drop and drive, where that head is now out in front of the body. The arm angle is lower. That's less stress. The biggest difference, those are the mechanics to me, is Shohei now is living on the edges of the plate. His stuff used to be, and it still is good enough to get by in the middle of the plate. But when you look at the changes from where he was 5 years ago, you can see it's a lower release height, the lower arm angle. Velocity has gone up since going back then. But he's a guy with less extension. So to me, it's a more efficient,
wow.
I think, a more repeatable delivery that he has now. This has taken a lot of work over the years. And here's what I talk about, Lauren, in terms of going on the edges of the plate.
Yep.
Four-seam heat maps for Shohei Ohtani. Look at the difference of how he's moved now to the edges, keeping the ball out of the middle of the plate. I think his command is better than ever, and that's why he's a better pitcher than ever.
Unbelievable. Derosa said to Robert and I the other day that he thinks of him as hitter first, and it kind of gave me pause because I thought, do I? What do you? Because I think both now, especially with this pitching performance this year.
In this short window.
Maybe pitcher first?
Pitcher. Remember, he's not going to hit tonight either. This is third time in the last 4 starts. He's just going to do the pitching thing. And I think when he's slumping, as he is now at the plate, it's hard for him to devote so many resources to getting out of it because he's got to take care of the pitching side of it. He's done that really well.
Dodgers and Astros tonight. We were looking at Tom at the NL.
Trailed by 2 or more at any point. Yesterday was their first win. Okay, speaking of the Detroit Tigers, we found out probably a little bit after we went off the air yesterday that Tarek Skubal is going on the injured list as he's set to undergo surgery for loose bodies in that pitching elbow. Remember, it was the last start last week
Against the Braves.
Where you saw him motioning. He shook the arm. He had the catcher come out. Then later, A.J. Hinch
stayed in.
And the trainer also came out.
When he stayed in.
And he ended up striking out the side.
Yeah.
It's exactly what it is, though, when you talk about loose
Yeah,
bodies.
this is
Robert.
it right here.
It's bone chips floating around, and if they get lodged in the wrong spot, it gives you that zinger, nervy pain. I can't imagine what he was feeling in that moment. For him to call Dylan, I mean, he got zapped by something,
Dylan right away.
right? And it was glove down on the rubber of the mound and Dingler out. And
He said a couple of days ago as he was getting ready for this start, the start yesterday, I believe, that he was feeling something that he had not felt before, and that's when they decided to take a closer look.
I hate saying this because it's a team sport and it's not the way my mind works, and I don't think it's how it should work, but this is such a curious case, right? Like, he's got to protect
No doubt.
his
And then
health,
come back in time.
Oh, listen, I don't think this affects his free agency if he comes back mid to late August and is dominant again.
Yeah. Agreed.
I really don't. I look at it two different sections. One, he's got a chance to north of 400 million.
Hundreds of millions of dollars.
So he's got to protect that, right? He's got to get healthy, and he's got to get right for his own mindset and his family and everything. The flip side of that is the Tigers are a team that we think can compete and make a deep run in the American League. I'm interested to see what Scott Harris. I'm sure he's already manning the phones and trying to figure it out, because as of right now, it's Framber Valdez, it's Jack Flaherty, and it's Kiter Montero, and then it's pitching chaos. And I think AJ, the player's got to go out and perform, but this is where AJ does his best work. But I don't think he wants to do it for 4 or 5 months.
Casey Mize also just went on the injury list. He's got an abductor problem. Justin Verlander could return sometime later this month, but. Yeah,
you're going to see them have to get cute here
And look at where the division is. They're tied at 18-18 with the Cleveland Guardians. This AL Central,
just like it was last year.
Yeah.
To the
just
last
need Tarek
game.
to get. You need to get right.
So we got a whole lot more on Tarek Skubal and what it means moving forward. But let's take a quick timeout. When we come back.